We often think of our five senses as passive observers, simple windows through which we view a world that is already finished. We assume they are merely recording the data of our lives. But as we navigate our second act, we discover a deeper truth. These senses are not just windows, they are the active gatekeepers of our cognitive vitality. Among them, taste and smell are perhaps the most powerful. They are the only senses with a direct, high-speed path to the brain's emotional and memory centers. A single scent can bypass the logic of the mind and unlock a decade of forgotten history. In the kitchen, we aren't just preparing a meal, we are engaging in a biological dialogue with our own past and our future potential. Welcome back to the Silver Compass. I'm Duquemarino. Today, we explore kitchen alchemy. We are moving beyond the simple, repetitive act of making dinner and into the profound practice of mastering a new cuisine. We are treating the kitchen not as a place of chore, but as a total sensory exercise, a territory where every ingredient is a new coordinate. It's time to turn your kitchen into a laboratory of neuroplasticity, using flavor and fragrance to sharpen the mind and steady the spirit. The journey truly begins now. We often fall into the comfort of the familiar, the same handful of recipes, the same reliable pinch of salt. But mastering a new cuisine is far more than a hobby. It is a Tier 1 cognitive workout. When you step outside your flavor comfort zone, perhaps moving from the mild, predictable salts of the West to the complex, fermented umami and piercing heat of Southeast Asia, you are doing more than changing your menu. You are forcing your brain to create entirely new descriptive categories for the world. The science behind this is profound. Every time you identify a new scent, the citrusy punch of fresh lemongrass, the earthy, musky depth of cumin, or the sharp medicinal bite of clove, your brain's olfactory bulb sends a high-speed signal directly to the hippocampus. This is the only sense with such a direct line to our memory and emotional centers. You aren't just seasoning a dish. You are physically reinforcing the architecture of your memory through the medium of aroma. This is what we call sensory neuroplasticity. By demanding that your palate distinguish between subtle nuances, the difference between a dried chili's smoke and a fresh chili's fruitiness, you are engaging in a form of brain mapping. You are thickening the neural pathways that allow for sensory discrimination. In the kitchen, focus becomes the primary ingredient. It is the heat that turns a scattered collection of sensations into a masterpiece of intent. In our second act, we have the time to become true alchemists. We no longer eat just to live. We cook to expand the very boundaries of our experience, because a sharper palate leads to a sharper mind.
To truly master a new cuisine is to do more than follow a set of instructions. It is to learn a new language. It requires the same polyglot pivot we use when learning a foreign tongue. You must learn the grammar of heat, how a high flame creates a different sentence than a low simmer. You must understand the syntax of acidity, the way a squeeze of lime can suddenly make the heavy flavors of a stew speak clearly. Every dish has a structure, a logic that waits to be decoded. We are moving beyond the tyranny of the kitchen timer. Don't just follow a recipe, study the architecture behind it. Ask yourself, why does a pinch of salt unlock the hidden sweetness of a tomato? Why does the specific sizzle of a pan tell you more about the progress of your meal than a clock ever could? When you stop looking at the recipe and start looking at the ingredients, you begin to see the scaffolding of flavor. You aren't just a cook, you are an architect of experience. This engagement of all five senses, the sound of the sear, the sight of the color change, the physical resistance of the dough under your palms, is a form of moving meditation. It is an anchor that grounds you in the absolute present. In these moments, the static of the world falls away. There is no past regret or future anxiety. There is only the rhythm of the knife and the chemistry of the flame. This is where focus becomes a physical act. By understanding the architecture of what we eat, we reclaim our agency over the everyday. We turn a chore into a choice and a meal into a masterpiece of intent.
The ultimate reward of kitchen alchemy isn't found in the pan or even in the perfection of the spices. It is found at the table. Food is the most universal bridge to human connection. When you master a new cuisine, you aren't just feeding your body, you are preparing a living gift for your legacy. Every dish you meticulously craft is a chance to mentor through experience, an act of digital mastery in a purely physical world. Using raw elements, you are creating a social technology that brings generations together. Your kitchen is where your stories are seasoned. Don't let your table go quiet. Let it become a gallery of your global curiosity. So tell me in the comments, what is the one cuisine you've been curious about, but perhaps too intimidated to try? Is it the delicate balance of Japan or the bold heat of India? Let's expand our global pantry together. I'm Duquemarino. Keep your curiosity sharp, keep your silver compass pointing north, and remember, your kitchen is a territory just waiting to be explored. Don't leave your palate or your potential unmapped.